Hi everyone, ACYF is only a few days away and I wanted to share a few practical points just in preparation for us departing on Saturday. And so I've just emailed you through what's called a preparation pack, some of the information, the final information over a couple of pages, just so it's all in the one spot. And please feel free to share this with any family or friends that'll be journeying with you on this ACYF pilgrimage. So I'm just going to go through a couple of those key points now, and then you've got that pack as a bit of a reference material for you as well. So the first one is just around the pilgrimage group. So who's going to be coming with us? And you can see there we've got 12 that will be coming on the CG pilgrimage to ACYF, to Perth, which is very exciting. We've got the Bishop and Father Alex Osborne, as well as a bunch of youth ministers and broader church youth leaders. So people from movements and communities all across the Archdiocese. The main thing that we'll be using, main method of communication we'll be using over there is the Messenger group chat. So if you aren't already on that, make sure you're on that and just shoot me a text or an email if you aren't, and I'll make sure that you're there. I'm looking at you, Archbishop Christopher. The second thing is all about the accommodation. And so we're staying, as it said in the proposal that we sent around a little while ago now, we're staying at Campus Perth. It's about a 25-minute walk or so, and in your PDF there you'll have a map, and it's going to be a great chance as we walk from that accommodation to the festival venue each day to prepare ourselves for the festival, and then as we walk home to debrief from that day about how we're going with our faith, how we're going with each other, and what our experiences are of the festival. As you can see, we have 6 rooms there at Campus Perth. Father Alex and Archbishop Christopher will be in their own rooms. Myself and Christopher Gilroy will be in a room, and then the girls and the boys are sort of separated from there. And so you can see those room allocations. I'll let you know as soon as I get there the room that I'm in, and I'll be travelling with the first aid kit. So if you have any emergencies or whatsoever whilst you're at the accommodation, you know exactly where to find me and know exactly what room you can go to get that help. In addition to that, we've got the program that's been updated, and I've just sent you through a link there to be able to see the most up-to-date, the live program, and there's so many things that are on offer at the festival. They're always saying that the festival is different to a conference, and it really is like that because you have so much on offer at any one time. So I'd really encourage you beforehand, before you even get on the plane, to go and have a look at maybe some of the things that you're interested in and to jot them down. We've also got an app to be able to do that, which is the festival app. And so just to use, I guess, that platform as a way to start identifying your unique festival experience. And when we're over there and when we're starting to break open the festival, we'll identify some key points in that program for us as a diocese to gather together. So I really encourage you to download that festival app and make it your own. The flights that we've been talking about for about four months now. We're going to be departing at 4 o'clock on Saturday, and we'll be returning back into Canberra in the evening on Wednesday the 11th at 10:25 p.m. In saying that, we're going to meet at the airport 2 hours before at 2 p.m. Now that gives us plenty of time, about 20 minutes or so to gather beforehand. Gives us plenty of time to make sure we've got all of our luggage checked in and to be able to get through check-in on time. So that means we're going to be meeting at Canberra Airport. That's Canberra Airport at 2 p.m. on Saturday the 7th of December. I'll be holding a little plaque, and there's a little example plaque that's there in your PDFs to be able to show you to identify where we're going to be meeting as a group. And the main area that we'll be meeting in is the Qantas check-in area. So when you go into the terminal, I'm pretty sure Qantas is on the right, and so you'll be able to kind of walk up there and you'll see me holding my little plaque, and then that'll be the place where we'll start together. We'll also have the Archdiocesan flag with us, and so we'll be able to see us and identify us there. But there's only 12 of us, so it's not going to be that hard. Identification, so you need to make sure that you've got your ID with you at all times. So that's something as simple as like a driver's license, or a working with multiple people card, or something similar like that, something that can identify you going away from there, but especially for that plane. And so we will need all of you to make sure you have some sort of identification. If you don't have a driver's license yet, or just don't have a driver's license, maybe something like a passport or a proof of identity card will also be okay. But we do need to make sure that all of you have that. If you are a leader, and so Christopher, especially with the store, Father Alex and Archbishop Christopher, we'll need to make sure we'll have our working with multiple people cards and whatnot on us as well. But just the general pilgrims don't need to worry about that. You'll receive a travel pack at the airport from me. So I have those travel packs. I've got your ticket sent to me from Harvest, and it's nice in a nice little Ziploc travel pouch, which is nice. Perth City map and some information regarding Perth, as well as our accommodation where we'll be staying. You've also got one of the Gospels that they've given us just to be able to maybe pray with and journey with the scriptures in a little more of an in-depth way over this 4 days we'll be spending in Perth, as well as an airline baggage tag. So at the airport we'll be able to fill them out and make sure that they're on our bags, just in case anything goes wrong with them. And you also have in there a CG Youth shirt and a CG Youth hat. And it's a bucket hat and it looks very cool. So when we're when we're over at the festival, we'll be wearing that shirt on 2 of the days, the opening and the closing day. But we will encourage you to wear that hat, bring that hat with you at all times, because Perth can be a little bit sunny, like it is right now over here. But yeah, so you wear that hat at all times just to make sure that you're sort of staying sun smart. I've got a little packing list following that, and so you can see some sort of recommended items that you might want. It's pretty simple, just wear normal sort of clothes. For Perth at the moment it's looking about 30 degrees or thereabouts. It's sort of big, beautiful temperature. Doesn't look like there's any rain, but just to be wary that we're going into a big Catholic event and we're having a big closing mass as well, an open air mass. And so just to be wearing suitable clothing there throughout the festival. It would be worthwhile bringing maybe a jacket because it can get a little bit cold some nights, and maybe a raincoat just in case of any unexpected rain, just as a backup. It's also worthwhile mentioning that we've got a big pilgrimage to that closing mass, and so wear some comfortable walking shoes, and especially those shoes that we're going to be walking about 25 minutes to and from the festival venue each day. Make sure you bring any medicine or any other specific items that you might need that are really pertinent to you. As well as any prayer resources that you might need, so a Bible, pens, journal, anything that you would normally use. And also, whilst they haven't specifically asked for this, just encourage you to bring a towel as well, just in case you need one over there. We don't take any sort of liability for any of those sort of personal possessions, but so you're entirely free to take whatever you want in terms of electronics and jewellery, but just to realise that that's under your own, you're taking that under your own volition there. If you haven't contacted me about any health requirements whatsoever yet, please do so. If you do have something, even if you're unsure as to whether or not you need to let me know, it's better just to let me know in advance. I've had a couple of people let me know some little illnesses and stuff like that, and it's just good to know that if we need to, we can amend our first aid kit and be able to help out in any situations. But it's just good to know as well, to be conscious and aware. There will be first aid tents and things like that, including mental health first aid, available at the festival as well for you, but just to let us know, especially in transit and at the accommodation. In saying that, if you do have any medicine or anything relevant to you, we just encourage you to make sure that you bring that, because that's not on our responsibility. That'll be on you to make sure that you've got all of the medication and things like that you need. At the festival itself, as I said before, there'll be first aid tents and mental health first aid tent as well. But in addition, we'll identify some contact points for us to be able to meet at. And one of those initial ones, just before we even get there, will be the CSYMA stall. So CSYMA will have a stall there in the expo area. So just as a first point of contact, if you're lost or anything like that, then you can go straight to that expo stall, and someone there will be able to help you out and at least get in contact with me. But at the festival, we'll also identify key gathering points for us as a diocese throughout the week to be able to get together, especially in preparation for those plenary sessions. So we want to spend the plenary sessions all together as a group, and so we'll meet just beforehand and we'll identify one of those places when we get there. To be honest, I'll probably say it is that stall or somewhere in that expo area, but we might get in there and find something a little bit more relevant to where we are. Only other things probably 3 other things. One of them is we'll be getting a coach to and from the airport to our accommodation, and Harvest have organised that. We've got a little placard there that will be greeted with at the airport, and they'll help us onto a shuttle with I think 1 or 2 other dioceses and take us to the accommodation, which will be great. Nice smooth sort of transition from the airport out. As I said earlier, on that walk, that 25-minute walk, we'll have an opportunity to debrief, but in addition we'll have a debrief and discernment day on the Wednesday the 18th of December here at the St. Christopher's Pastoral Centre. The whole point of that, and why is that a discernment day, not just a debrief, is because we want to be able to discern, I guess, where to from here. So where to as pilgrims, what can we do to be able to share that story with the rest of the diocese, especially our parishes, our schools and our communities. And so that'll be an opportunity just to kind of share and to talk about that. And then the final couple of things related to emergency contacts. So my emergency contacts are there. Please feel free to share that with anyone that you think is necessary. And Nathan Galea will be waiting back here in the Archdiocese. He'll be back here in Canberra for the duration of the festival, and he'll have access to this information as well. So if anyone when you're over there needs to get in contact with us, or just wants to know some more information, or has misplaced something like the flights, there's another point of contact, which is Nathan. But just to only use him in emergencies, just because he's not there on the pilgrimage with us. He's just a secondary emergency contact, which will be back here just in case anything happens over there. And the final thing is just around safety, risk and code of conduct. And so as you all agreed to when you signed up, we're going to agree to the code of conduct. You need to refresh yourself. It's in the previous emails that I've sent through. But also it's just to be sensible when we're over there. And part of that sensibility is also within the risk assessment. So we've done a risk assessment, and Harvest have done a really in-depth risk assessment as well. We're really feeling confident that we're going to be safe and secure when we're over there. But at the same time, just to be aware that you're all adults, and so we just want to make sure that we're acting in a sensible way and adhering to all of the risk sort of policies and procedures we'll be putting into place over there. Final thing just to share with you is just to encourage you to pray and to use this opportunity as we spoke about last time in that last formation meeting around pilgrimage. Pilgrimage is moving to a holy site and to kind of step out in faith and to seek an encounter with the Lord. And I think the festival will be a brilliant time for that. And so just to use this time as a chance to pray, these next few days to be able to focus in on that, on your own faith, where you're at in your own faith, and then to be open when we hit Sunday, when we hit that opening day of the festival, going forward from there. So just encourage you to kind of use this next sort of 5 days or so just to enter into prayer and to try and say, God, what do you want? What do you want to do with me over there in Perth? How do you want to use me? How do you want me to be open? What do you want me to receive over there? And to come with an expectant heart in that context. So guys, can't wait to see you. I'll release a little video like this later on this week just to be able to give you any final little updates. But just get chatting in the group chat if you've got any questions, or give me a call, or if you wanted to FaceTime or something like that, we can do that as well. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all on Saturday. I can't wait for it, with my little placard and all my travel packs for you all. Can't wait to see you then, and I can't wait to share this experience with you all. God bless.